Consider for a moment that within you, at this precise instant, a certain part of your being already holds a clear understanding of how your personal narrative concludes. This isn't a nebulous spiritual notion, but a knowledge held with distinct precision. Imagine if, prior to your birth, your essence engaged in a conscious exchange with the cosmos, articulating, "Indeed, this is the manner in which I wish to depart. This is the wisdom I am destined to acquire." Such a concept might strike you as improbable, perhaps even a touch unsettling. Yet, there lies an even more remarkable truth to uncover. In the words of one of history's most extensively documented clairvoyants, your soul didn't merely select its departure. It did so for a purpose so intrinsically lovely, so flawlessly designed, that a complete comprehension of it would forever dissolve any apprehension you hold toward passing. Our exploration now commences. This narrative unfolds starting with an individual gifted with perceptions beyond the ordinary. Edgar Cayce, as he was known, harbored no ambition for widespread recognition. He sought neither a devoted following nor the establishment of any specialized group. Instead, he was simply a photographer hailing from Kentucky who stumbled upon insights that would profoundly reframe our collective understanding of existence, transition, and all the experiences connecting them. When Cayce entered his trance-like states, those he termed his readings, something remarkable occurred. He could reach what he named the Akashic records. Imagine this as the cosmos's central memory bank. Each thought you've ever conceived, every decision made, every existence you have experienced, all are archived within this universal repository, transcending the boundaries of time and physical space. Within these vast records, Cayce uncovered insights that fundamentally question our understanding of life's conclusion. Your transition isn't haphazard. It's not malevolent. It's far from senseless. Rather, it is selected by you before your birth. Now, I anticipate your immediate thought. Why would anyone opt for hardship? Why would a spirit willingly accept pain, sickness, or calamity? And this is precisely where things become compelling. To truly grasp the response, we must entirely reconsider our perception of passing itself, delving further into the enigma. Based on the numerous documented sessions Cayce facilitated, your spirit inhabits multiple realms concurrently. The aspect of yourself that you experience in this very moment, that's merely the visible surface. Beyond the physical realm resides a higher consciousness, an essence Cayce termed the superconscious. This integral part of you unfailingly recalls its chosen journey and always grasps the entirety of its purpose. And here, the depth of this understanding truly unfolds. Your higher self perceives transitions quite differently from your everyday awareness. For your timeless spirit, departing isn't a final stop. Instead, it's a gateway, a culmination, a moment of deep change that was thoughtfully and purposefully selected to further your soul's unfolding. Take a moment to reflect on that. Let the understanding truly settle within you. Allow me to share an insight that may profoundly shift your perspective. In 1923, Cayce conducted a reading for a woman consumed by the fear of death during childbirth. Her mother had passed away in that very manner, and her grandmother before her. She was certain this particular destiny awaited her. Cayce then revealed to her, "The recurring pattern you observe is not a curse, but rather a choice that no longer serves your highest good. Your soul brought this deep-seated fear across from ancient Rome, where you had been a midwife who tragically witnessed the loss of many mothers. The feeling of self-reproach lingered within you. You consciously opted to undergo that transition, experiencing it across two different lifetimes, all for the sake of comprehension. However, it was never truly your culpability. That particular learning journey has now reached its conclusion. A long life awaits, allowing you to witness the generations that follow your own children. Indeed, she was blessed with 4 healthy children, each birth a joyous event. Her peaceful departure came at the age of 89, embraced by the presence of her grandchildren. This illustrates the profound influence gained from comprehending the decisions made by your soul. Merely recognizing these truths can sometimes disrupt established cycles. Prior to embarking on a new incarnation, your soul examines what an individual named Cayce termed your karmic account, though its nature is not what one might initially presume. This process is not a matter of retribution or atonement for prior missteps. Rather, it concerns equilibrium. Its essence lies in traversing the entire range of human experience to cultivate an absolute grasp of existence. Consider yourself an artist who, over countless lifetimes, has exclusively used shades of blue and green in your creations. While undeniably lovely, these artworks remain lacking in their full expression. Your soul might then select a lifetime, and indeed, an eventual transition, specifically designed to incorporate vibrant reds and yellows into your palette. This isn't due to any penalty for neglecting those hues, but simply because your ultimate masterpiece cannot be truly finished without their inclusion. Consider a vivid example from Cayce's actual readings, one that resonates deeply. He once revealed to a woman that her fear of water in this life originated from a past drowning. But here's the unique insight. Her soul willingly carried that fear, not as punishment, but as a shield, while focusing on other lessons. That fear would naturally recede when its purpose was fulfilled, and her passing in this lifetime would hold no connection to water, for that lesson was complete. Yet, Cayce unveiled something even more remarkable. He explained that between lives, souls gather in what he termed soul groups. These are clusters of spirits who repeatedly incarnate together, adopting diverse roles for mutual growth. Your current mother might have been your daughter in another lifetime. Your greatest adversary could have been your cherished partner. The one who seemingly betrays you might be your soul's closest friend, embodying the antagonist so you can learn forgiveness. And so, the journey continues. Imagine passing as a gathering of the entire soul group, meeting backstage between scenes, exchanging joyful stories about their roles, and charting the course for the next act. A particular individual approached Cayce, deeply troubled by persistent visions in his sleep, where he experienced being consumed by fire. Through Cayce's spiritual insight, it was uncovered that in a past existence, he had served as a judge during the Salem witch trials, unjustly sentencing blameless women to their fiery demise. His soul, in a prior embodiment, had elected to undergo such an ending to gain a profound comprehension of the suffering he had caused. Yet, this is where the profound beauty truly emerges. In his present lifetime, his transition would be tranquil. Encircled by numerous souls he had once harmed, who now manifested as affectionate family members, extending their forgiveness. The man was overcome with emotion and began to weep. He reported that the disturbing dream ceased entirely on that precise evening. His spirit recalled. The spiritual understanding had reached its fulfillment. Your soul continually selects its experiences, including the manner in which you will depart from this world, all guided by what will most effectively promote its advancement. Should these words stir something profound within you, if a gentle sense of familiarity flutters in your heart, I invite you to take a small action. Please tap the like icon, not primarily for the algorithm, though its support is welcome, but rather as an inward acknowledgement that you are open to receiving these deeper understandings. And if this truly connects with you, consider leaving a thought or simply a heart symbol in the comments section beneath. For as we express these shared moments of realization, we foster a collective spirit, a community of beings recalling together the three distinct ways a soul may choose to transition. As I immersed myself further into Cayce's readings, I uncovered something truly intriguing. His wisdom suggests that souls typically select one of three categories of departure, and comprehending which path you might have chosen can offer immense tranquility. These aren't merely abstract concepts. Instead, they emerge from countless authentic sessions involving genuine individuals, their actual transitions, and their specific soul decisions, all meticulously recorded over more than 4 decades. The initial category is termed the completion passing. This occurs when a soul has fulfilled all the purposes it set out to achieve during its earthly journey. Every insight gained, every spiritual connection formed. These are the hallmarks of individuals who seem to radiate a gentle luminescence in their final days. They speak of a quiet readiness, entirely devoid of sorrow. Perhaps you've witnessed this phenomenon yourself, like the grandmother who patiently lingered until each of her children had paid their final respects, or the friend who, by some inner knowing, sensed their nearing departure and used their last days to express every unspoken sentiment. Allow me to share an account from one of Cayce's most extraordinary consultations. An elderly gentleman, aged 78, approached him, deeply apprehensive about his impending departure, having been troubled by recurring dreams of passing on. Cayce entered his meditative state and returned with this profound message. Your journey through this cycle is now complete. Through your moments of inflexibility, you instilled patience in your son. Through your missteps, you guided your daughter towards forgiveness. And through your human frailties, you demonstrated unconditional love to your wife. These dreams are not omens of dread. Rather, they are gentle invitations. Your very essence is preparing for its grand graduation. 6 months thereafter, the man passed away peacefully in his slumber. His loved ones observed that during his final months, he exuded a happiness they had never before seen in him. He possessed a quiet certainty, a wisdom his soul held. Once his conscious thoughts embraced this truth, any apprehension he felt gave way to a gentle sense of expectation. Yet, a truly remarkable aspect distinguishes what are termed completion passings. These often precede what Cayce referred to as the gathering. Just prior to an individual's departure, relatives frequently experience an irresistible urge to connect. A cousin, long unheard from, might unexpectedly appear. A sibling with whom there had been distance may seek reconciliation. Such occurrences are not mere chance. Rather, they represent a profound spiritual arrangement. The second category of departure is known as the catalyst passing. This particular kind, however, presents a greater challenge for acceptance. They involve losses that appear untimely, unjust, and deeply sorrowful. A child departing too soon, a parent's life cut short, or an abrupt mishap that leaves behind universal questions of why. Yet, Cayce's insightful interpretations brought to light a significant revelation. These spirits frequently elect such farewells, not for their individual evolution, but to serve as a transformative impetus for those who remain. These are advanced spirits who willingly undertake challenging departures, knowing the profound metamorphosis such an event will initiate in the lives of those left behind. We recall a time when a woman, utterly devastated by the loss of her 5-year-old child to illness, sought solace from Cayce. Her despair was so profound, she harbored thoughts of ending her own life. Through Cayce's insightful guidance, a significant truth was brought to light. The spirit you recognized as your child had once been your instructor in the days of ancient Egypt. Her presence for those 5 years was not to receive lessons, but rather to impart wisdom. Her affliction, far from being a penalty, served a deeper intention. Observe the growth that emerges from this sorrow. Witness the person you are destined to evolve into. Following this revelation, the woman proceeded to establish one of the inaugural bereavement support networks across America. She offered solace and assistance to countless mothers and fathers. Her child's departure, therefore, was far from being without significance. Instead, it served as the impetus for an entire movement dedicated to restoration and solace. Consider this thought carefully. Reflect on how many individuals you know whose whole trajectory in life shifted dramatically after experiencing a personal loss. Who discovered their true calling, their inner resilience, and their profound empathy as a direct result of their mourning. Even figures like Steve Jobs acknowledged his cancer diagnosis as a pivotal, positive turning point in his existence, an experience he felt spurred his most significant creative breakthroughs. Their departure initiated a profound transformation in our understanding of the interplay between technology and humanity. These spirits truly represent heroism in its purest form, having deliberately chosen the most demanding paths so that others might achieve a higher state of awareness. The third category encompasses what is known as the liberation passing. These are individuals who embraced exceptionally arduous life circumstances, such as severe illness, physical disabilities, or intense suffering, all to accelerate their spiritual development. Their transition ultimately becomes a release, a joyous journey home after successfully completing an especially challenging earthly assignment. One of Cayce's most insightful interpretations concerned a man whose son lived with severe cerebral palsy. The young boy was unable to speak, could not walk, and required constant, dedicated care. The father was consumed by bitterness, often questioning, "Why us?" Cayce's response offered profound perspective. This soul was a spiritual guide in ancient Atlantis who had misused his power. He purposefully selected this incarnation of complete physical reliance to cultivate humility within himself and to teach you the true essence of unconditional love. When his passing eventually comes, it will truly be his triumphant procession. The child passed away at the age of 17, nearing his life's end, though speech had left him. His eyes radiated such peace that nurses would attend on their days off. content just to sit with him. He taught without utterance. When witnessing another's suffering, consider that it may be a master soul veiled by the appearance of struggle. Their transition is not defeat, but triumph. These liberating departures often arrive with what Cayce termed the lightning. In their final days, a sudden peace, even joy, embraces the individual. The veil begins to lift before this shift. It is the Great Remembering. Cayce described a beautiful event occurring at the moment of passing. He too named it the Great Remembering. As consciousness shifts from physical to spiritual, the veil lifts away. Suddenly, all is remembered, not only this current life, but every existence you've known. Not merely your blueprint, but the reason you crafted it. And not just your transition, but its flawless purpose within your soul's journey. Cayce, in that moment, stated no fear exists, merely understanding. Simply acknowledging a job well done, a role well played, a lesson well learned. Those with the near-death experiences frequently report this. A life review, sudden clarity, and the overwhelming sense that all parts, even the painful ones, serve their precise essential purpose. One of Cayce's deepest readings involved a mother who had lost a child. Devastated by grief, she couldn't fathom its reason. Cayce revealed the child's soul volunteered for a brief incarnation, specifically to awaken her spiritual gifts. From the soul's view, the child's passing was no tragedy. It was a graduation of distinction. Her grief transformed, still painful, yet newly purposeful. She became a healer, aiding hundreds of grieving parents. Her child's passing catalyzed her life's work. This insight, your soul already knows. The act of departing is never the story's conclusion. It is rather a shift from one passage to another within an endless saga. So, why is this perspective important right now? Why am I sharing these insights with you? What significance does it hold that your soul determined the nature of your eventual passing? It matters because truly comprehending this alters every aspect of how you experience life. When you genuinely understand that your transition was chosen by your deepest self for your ultimate well-being, apprehension begins to melt away. Not suddenly, not entirely at the outset, but gently, persistently. The dread of what lies ahead converts into confidence in what is destined. Consider what causes you anxiety in this moment. Is it sickness, unforeseen mishaps, or sorrowful separation? What if I reveal to you that whatever causes your concern, your soul has already foreseen and prepared for it? That within you exists a part that has already navigated these paths, already selected the ideal departure point for your continued development. This revelation does not encourage recklessness, nor does it suggest you neglect your own care. However, it does empower you to cease living in apprehension of the unavoidable. This enables you to cease expending valuable energy fretting over your narrative's conclusion and instead direct your attention to its progression. Fearful living doesn't deter departure. It obstructs true existence. This ultimate message, Edgar Cayce's greatest contribution, wasn't merely showing your soul knows how you will transition. It was demonstrating this awareness exists not to induce terror, but to grant us liberation. Every spiritual heritage suggests this fundamental reality. Yet Cayce provided the specific insights. He presented the three categories of transition choices. He detailed the soul contracts. He unveiled the vast remembering that awaits us all. If this message deeply resonates, if your soul quietly affirms these truths, then you are poised for the next stage of awakening. You are prepared to cease viewing passing as an adversary and instead embrace life as the precious gift it truly is. Please share this message with anyone who needs to receive it. Someone grappling with apprehension, an individual navigating sorrow, or one prepared to recall what their soul has forever understood. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, as this marks only the beginning of the insights we will uncover together. Hold this thought. The end of life is not its contrary. Rather, it represents its culmination. It is the very instance your spirit has been preparing for, even prior to your arrival in this world. Not with apprehension, but with the quiet expectation of a performer who understands the ideal conclusion to their flawless act. You selected your arrival, just as you selected your departure. Both are hallowed. Both are flawless. Both contribute to your soul's grand odyssey across everlasting time. Your inner spirit already comprehends the manner of your passing. The present moment calls for your consciousness to recall the art of living. Have faith in the unfolding design. Have faith in your own being. Have faith in your deepest self, for the profound enigma lies not in the way your life will conclude. The true wonder is how splendidly you will opt to dwell each day until that destined moment comes. And that ultimate discovery, that is solely within your hands.